Welcome to the Thrive Mindset Podcast, where manifesting your dreams isn't magic, it's momentum. I'm your host, Carrie Dahle, entrepreneur, author, and manifestation coach, and I'm here to help you stop holding yourself back and start building the life you've been craving. Each week, I'll share real stories, practical tools, and powerful mindset shifts to help you reframe the negative, embrace gratitude, and take aligned action toward your goals. If you're ready to up-level your life, your relationships, your success, then this is your place. Let's dive in. Hey there. Welcome back to the Thrive Mindset Podcast. I'm so glad you're here with me today because we're going to have real talk. We're going to talk about something that doesn't get discussed enough when it comes to manifestation. We see vision boards. We hear about affirmations. We read the stories of how people manifested their dream homes, their soulmates, their million-dollar businesses. And while all of that is beautiful and inspiring, here's what we don't always talk about: the messy middle, right? The mistakes, the detours, the distractions with the sweet little puppies that we have, the moments when we're convinced we're doing it wrong because nothing seems to be working. And I've taken the scenic route on the road to manifesting my dream life more times than I care to admit. But the good news is, every single mistake taught me something powerful. And today, I want to share with you my top 3 mistakes so that maybe you can skip a few of those potholes that I fell into along the way. And this episode is part pep talk, part maybe confession, and all about helping you move closer to the life you're dreaming of. So let's dive in. All right, let's start with a big one. Trying to manifest from a place of desperation. If you've ever said to yourself, I need this to happen, or I'll never be happy until this comes through, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And that was me more times than I can count. I remember when I was more laser focused on a specific outcome, whether it was maybe a business goal or a financial milestone or a relationship that I wanted to call in, and I was holding on to it so tight that I practically squeezed the life out of it because I would journal about it and obsess over it and check for signs like 24/7. But underneath it all was fear, right? I was so fearful that if it didn't happen now, it never would. I was so scared of the fact that it wasn't coming right now. Like, where was it? How come I kept saying to the universe, I want it, I want it, I want it, but it wouldn't show up? And what I learned was that I actually was acting out of desperation. I was actually just saying what I was wanting, and that desperation was putting out desperate energy, which was repelling it, right? It was like chasing a cat. And the harder I ran after it, the faster that cat ran away. But when you sit down and you get still, and instead of putting out, I want, I want, I want, and instead I put out, this is what I am. And yes, this is what I want, but it is also who I am. And instead of putting out, I need it now, and just trusting that it's just going to come to me and knowing and believing, suddenly that cat that I'd been running and chasing after, suddenly it's just like was rubbing against my leg and like showing up and trying to cuddle up against me. It just was attracted to me because manifestation isn't about forcing the universe's hand. It's about aligning your energy with what you want. And that means trusting it's on the way, even when you can't see it. It means embodying the version of you who already has it, that calm, that confident, and that grounded version, instead of the panicked one gripping onto that steering wheel for dear life. So when I learned to shift from I need this now to I'm ready for this, everything started flowing more easily. Opportunities showed up seamlessly out of nowhere. People entered my life who were a bigger part of that picture. And most importantly, I felt at peace because I knew it wasn't about if, it was about when. Mistake number two is one I still remind myself of regularly. And that's focusing way too much on the how instead of the why. I'm a planner by nature, not when I'm on vacation, right? When I'm on vacation, I don't like to plan anything. But in my daily life, my job, my home, my to-do lists, I love lists. I like steps. I like knowing how point A leads to point B. And while that's a great trait in business life, it can really trip you up when it comes to manifesting. And I can't tell you how many times I've limited what was possible because I couldn't see how it would happen. I would think, well, if it doesn't unfold through this certain step by step plan that I have, it's not possible. So if I couldn't see A, B, C, D, E, F, G, I'd close myself off to it, right? How belongs to the universe. And once I let that be the universe job, there's this infinite possibilities because all the forces are working in my favor. I just can't see it yet. Your job is the what and the why. What do you want? And why does it matter to you? You just need to anchor into that and deeply feel it. And then you need to just take aligned action from that space. So many times I've had moments where I thought I had to control every single detail. I've mapped out every step, micromanaged every outcome, and still nothing moved. There were times where I simply said, here's what I desire, here's why it matters, and I trust it will unfold in the perfect way. And it did. And often in ways I never could have planned it out myself. It's so funny. I was just visiting my middle son and his wife. It was a really great trip. They have some impending things coming up in their lives and some big decisions and big moves. And one of those is a move in a couple years that was going to take them basically across the country from us. And they're not close to us right now. They're not, I mean, they're one short plane ride away right now. Our other kids are either in town or a short distance away. And we'd love these two to be in Eris. But I also know that this particular son is very stubborn and independent. And if you tell him what to do, he never will do it just out of spite. And so I don't do that. I am very careful about even talking to him about things that I may want because I don't want him to do the opposite. I went down there with no expectations of ever changing their mind. Just having conversation about why they chose where they're going and maybe just, point out that one day it'd be nice if they were close. I just had it in my mind that one day it'd be really nice if they were close to us. I talked to his wife for a little bit one day about different colleges, a town that's just over the mountain from us that has the same college program that he's looking at, states and states away from us. Had they considered that? And, oh, the housing over there is actually quite reasonable. And then let it go. And then had like a 3-minute conversation with him about the same. And had you considered that? That's all it was. Then I get home. That's all the conversation was. Meanwhile, I completely let it go. Do I want them close? Yes. Is that the ideal thing for me? Yes. Had I put it out in the universe that I would really like that? Yes. I get home, I get a text from my mom the next morning. You must be so excited that they are not moving to the other place across the country and that they're going to be living just over the hill from you. Now, my mom is often confused or hears part of a conversation. So I text her back. I'm like, I don't think you've heard that. We talked about that, but I don't know that what's happening for sure. And then I text my daughter-in-law. I'm like, hey, I think grandma's maybe misheard you. And then she texts me back. She's like, oh my gosh, no, I'm so sorry. We haven't had a chance to tell you. We were talking about it the last couple of days and we decided that this is a great opportunity and we so much want to be closer to you. My point is, if I had tried to plan out all of these details and I had tried to map all of this out, it would have never happened. Like me controlling the situation would have gone completely differently. But instead, I just put it out there. I let the universe take control. I let it be, and look what's happening. I'm getting exactly what I'm wanting. So, sometimes you just have to trust the path will appear under your feet as you keep walking. Stop trying to control everything. Stop trying to take control of your dreams and just let it be. Know that it's going to happen at some point. Know that your desires have been handled for you, that every moment has been mapped out for you. Every step has been handled for you, and you don't have to do it. So, if you're stuck, if you're spinning your wheels trying to control every little thing, pause and ask yourself, do I trust that this can happen even if I don't know how? Because that trust is where the magic lives. This episode of the Thrive Mindset podcast is brought to you by the Scott Lewis Group at John L. Scott Real Estate. Buying or selling a home is more than just a transaction. It's your move. It's your next chapter. And we're here to make sure that your move is remarkable. We know this market inside and out, and we care deeply about helping you find more than just a house. We want you to find the place where your life truly thrives. Whether you're stepping into your first home, upgrading to something new, or starting something fresh, you deserve more than ordinary. With the Scott Lewis Group, it's your move. Let's make it remarkable. All right, finally, mistake number 3, and maybe the most personal one for me, is playing small and doubting my own worth. It's not always obvious. It's not me saying out loud, I don't think I deserve this. It's me setting goals that are reasonable instead of extraordinary. It's me taking myself out of opportunities because I don't feel ready. It's me settling for good enough when my soul is craving greatness. I can't tell you how many times I shrank my dreams to match the version of myself I used to be instead of expanding them to meet the version I was becoming. And here's the thing, manifestation responds to belief. So if you believe you're worthy of just enough, that's what you'll call in. If you believe you're worthy of overflow, that's what you'll start flowing your way. The turning point for me was deciding fully and unapologetically that I was worthy. Not because of what I'd accomplished, not because of what I earned, but simply because I am. And the same is true for you. You are worthy of the dream. You are enough right now. You don't have to become someone else first. You don't have to earn your worthiness. You already have it. On the same trip going down to see my son and daughter-in-law, I saw one of my very best friends. She had the most amazing experience. She is not a Hollywood star. She is not part of those circles, but she was invited to this dinner for this huge fundraising event with those circles of people. And she got to rub elbows with people like Danny DeVito, Dax Shepard, Kristen Bell, Jason Bateman, all of these people. She was telling me all of these stories, and I'm in such admiration because she just walked into this room, right? She walked into this room and she did not make herself small. She walked in there with confidence. She sat at her table and she did her. When it was time to raise money, she got people chanting at her table. She did not play small just because she wasn't in the same circles of them. And I just want to take inspiration from that and go, this is how we need to be living our lives. We need to not play small and play little in our worlds, because if we all step up and play big in our lives, imagine the things we will draw to us. I mean, I think of her in that moment and how she got her whole table of people chanting, Jake, 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 for when it was time, for them to bid or whatever was going on. She did this in this space and she had people cheering and doing all these things, and they don't know her. Maybe they do now. She lived a night of magic and she's going to do it again next year. And yeah, let's all do that. Let's all live big. Let's not live little. And let's all stop playing small, because once you stop playing small, big things will come to you. And the same thing happened for me when I stopped playing small in my manifestations. The things that I had been manifesting started showing up and bigger and better than I'd even asked for, because I finally believed I deserved them. So there you have it. My 3 biggest mistakes on the road to manifesting my dream life. Mistakes aren't failures. They're lessons. They're guideposts pointing you closer to where you're meant to be. If you're in the middle of your manifestation journey and it feels messy, good. It means you're learning. It means you're growing. It means you're on your way. If you're ready to go deeper into this work, to start aligning your energy, actions, and dreams in a way that feels grounded and powerful, I have created something that can help. It's a simple, transformative way to bring gratitude to your daily life. You can find out more about it on my website. The link is in the show notes if you want to explore the next step. Until then, keep going, keep believing, and remember that I believe in you and you can manifest the life of your dreams.